the scene in Ocean City, Maryland yesterday. An accident, and look at that, involving 5 vehicles resulted in a pickup truck hanging off the side of Route 90 bridge. Most alarmingly, a passenger to that truck, a toddler strapped into her car seat, was ejected on impact and sent 25 feet down into the bay below unconscious, according to one first responder. That's when a Good Samaritan jumped off the bridge, swam to the little girl, and rescued her before being picked up by a nearby boater who took them to land. And the moment was caught by someone else on the water. Let's take a look.
Oh my God, does he have a baby? Oh gee, he's got a baby.
It's just incredible. On the scene was firefighter and medic for the Ocean City Fire Department, Ryan Whittington. He joins me now with more. Ryan, thanks so much for being with us. First of all, I'm happy that we can actually talk about something so positive coming out of a scene where we can see just how serious the damage was. Talk a little bit about what actually happened during this rescue. So there was the crash, then what happened?
So the crash occurred on the Route 90 bridge. There were multiple vehicles that were there. Fortunately, Worcester County Fire Marshal Rob Korb was in the area and able to upgrade the call to bring in additional resources. The truck that you see there that's teetering over the side of the Route 90 bridge actually had a 23-month-old baby in it who was ejected into the Assawoman Bay about 30 feet below that vehicle that you see there. And another gentleman who was involved in the crash were actually jumped in to save the baby that he found lying in the bay, face down. He was able to provide some medical care until a boat picked him up. But I'm happy to report that the baby is alive and is expected to make a full recovery. And as you said earlier, Anderson, citizens stepping up to help others at a time of tragedy is what we see here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 23-month-old little girl that we're talking about. And I understand the person who jumped in, his vehicle, as you said, was one of the 5 cars involved in the accident. How is he doing? I know he wants to remain anonymous. How did he tell you about what happened?
So I have spoken with him on the phone several times, and our fire chief has as well. And we've identified him as the humble hero. He's not really looking for much attention, but when I spoke to him on the phone, he just relayed that when the crash happened, he saw the vehicle that was teetering on the side of the bridge. So he ran up to assist the motorist, and they were pointing down to the bay. He said when he looked down, he saw the baby lying there, and he just jumped into action. That's 30 feet that he jumped into the bay there to rescue this child. And the water there is very shallow. It's only about 4.5 to 5 feet deep. So he did risk his own life to save this child.
Wow, that's incredible. It's only 4.5 to 5 feet deep, and with the 30-foot jump, that's amazing. Was the baby still in a car seat?
So when he saw the baby, he did say that the child was no longer in the car seat. So the baby had separated from the car seat at some point from when it fell out of the vehicle to the bay. The baby and the car seat separated.
And there were still adults in the vehicle that was teetering, correct?
Correct. So that makes it a unique response for our firefighters and paramedics that day. Fortunately, they were able to get there and render aid to everyone. You see the vehicles that are mangled there. But with the training that we do every day, we're prepared for incidents like this. I can tell you my time being in the Ocean City Fire Department over 15 years, I've never seen a vehicle go over the bridge there, and I've never seen a vehicle teeter over the bridge either.
What do you do? I mean, do you attach cables to it to make sure it doesn't go over?
So the first thing that you're going to do when you see that vehicle there, obviously if folks are in it, the first hazard that you have to mitigate is preventing that vehicle from going over. So in some of the vehicles, you'll see like a red and white and blue type of strut leaning into the vehicle. And then there's one photo where we actually have a cable tied to our rescue truck, that photo there, to prevent the vehicle from going over, or if it were to slightly go over, that tension that we have on it with ropes and chains would actually hold it up. And there's the struts that you see there are what kept that vehicle from going over. Because we're not only worried about once we... Right. once we mitigate
Go
that
ahead.
incident and there's no one in the vehicle, we still have to make sure that the boaters and jet skiers and people underneath don't have a falling vehicle come on top of them. So it's a very complex incident. We actually declared it a mass casualty incident because of the resources it takes to mitigate the incident.